everyone, and welcome to English Pod. My name is Marco.
My name is Catherine, and today we have a very special lesson for you. This is actually the first in a series of lessons about interview skills.
That's right. For 10 lessons that you will hear once a week for the next 10 weeks, we're going to take a look at an interview, a job interview, and we're going to take you step by step throughout the whole interview process, as well as teaching you some useful words and phrases that you can use next time you're at a job interview in English.
Exactly. So pay attention. Today is the first day we're going to be entering the office, and we're going to learn some things that are important for talking to your future employer or meeting people in an interview.
Okay.
Come in.
Mr. Parsons?
Ah, you must be Rebecca. Please do come in.
Thank you for making some time to see me, Mr. Parsons. It's a pleasure to meet you finally.
The pleasure's all mine, Rebecca. Have a seat, please. Now, would you like any refreshments, tea or coffee?
A coffee would be lovely, thank you. Black, no sugar.
No problem. Sally, can we have 2 coffees, please? 1, no milk or sugar.
Certainly, Mr. Parsons.
So, Rebecca, I understand you had a first interview with Miss Childs last week?
Yes, that's correct. She filled me in on the details of the job on the telephone.
Great. Well, I'm glad to say she recommended you for a second interview, and here we are. Perhaps we can start by discussing your background and resume details a little.
Yes, of course.
All right, we're back. So now let's take a look at language takeaway.
Language takeaway.
So one of the first things that you're offered when you go to interview at a company is refreshments.
Right. Would you like any refreshments?
This sounds complicated, but it's actually a very simple word for beverages or drinks.
Right. So that's why he offered her tea or coffee.
Right. So refreshments are cola, coffee, tea. But how do you answer this? If I say, would you like any refreshments, Marco?
You can say, yes, water would be fine, thank you.
Okay, water would be fine. Or I'd like a Coke.
Or I'd like a cup of coffee.
Cup of coffee. Great. Refreshments are drinks. And after that, the characters are talking about the details of the job. So, what are these details? How are they different from the job itself?
Well, the details of the job are the specific points about the job. So, for example, if she applied for a job as a receptionist, the details of the job would be answering the phones, taking messages, receiving people at the office. Those are the main details of the job.
Also, we need someone who works from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., someone who is going to come 5 days a week. Mm-hmm. So the details are basically more information about something.
Right, the specific information about a general topic. And it's not only related to work, the details can be of many, many things.
Right, so if I ask you about your details, Marco, you could maybe tell me your phone number, your address.
Mm-hmm, my full name.
Full name or birthday. So these are details.
Okay. And, after they talked about the details of the job, after she explained that she received the details of the job by phone, Mr. Parsons said that she was recommended for a second interview.
So Rebecca is coming to the office for a second time. She already had one interview, and the woman she talked to the first time recommended her for a second interview. So the verb here is to recommend.
Right. And you can recommend a person, an object, a movie, and that's basically you are saying that this is good and that it's worth seeing, it's worth buying, it's worth interviewing.
For example, I really like the movie Avatar. Marco, I recommend you see it.
Okay, or I can say, Catherine recommended the movie Avatar.
Okay, so Catherine liked it, Catherine decided, Catherine suggested or told Marco it would be good.
That's right. So to recommend. And then Mr. Parsons said that they're going to start discussing her background.
Well, background, think of the word back. That means behind. This usually means a person's history at a job or at many jobs, or even their educational background, information about where they studied.
That's right. So the background, maybe a person's background is, as you said, all their history, work, study, many different things, even maybe seminars or courses that they assisted.
Or even just their personal history. For example, Marco, you speak English like an American. What's your background? Because I know you're not American.
Right, I'm from Ecuador.
Okay, background. So that means someone's personal history.
That's right. And hand in hand with background, we have a piece of paper that usually you send into an employer to apply for a job. This is the famous resume.
Resume. So you're right, Marco. Resume is a document. In this case, it is a document that lists your work history, your working background. And it's a very important part of applying for a job. And usually you send your resume before you go for the interview so that the employer can look and see, is this person qualified? How old are they? What's their work history?
And, well, very similar to a resume, you may have heard a CV.
That's right. A CV is a lot like a resume. It stands for curriculum C, vitae V, CV, and it's more detailed. It has more details about a person's academic or study history.
Exactly. So a resume, I guess it's very similar to a summary of your work background, whereas a CV will have more details about your education, maybe more details about your work background, what did you do, objectives, etc.
Great. So maybe we should listen to today's dialogue one more time, and when we come back, we'll be talking about some of the interesting phrases we heard in today's dialogue.
Come in.
Mr. Parsons?
Ah, you must be Rebecca. Please do come in.
Thank you for making some time to see me, Mr. Parsons. It's a pleasure to meet you finally.
The pleasure's all mine, Rebecca. Have a seat, please. Now, would you like any refreshments, tea, or coffee?
A coffee would be lovely, thank you. Black, no sugar.
No problem. Sally, can we have 2 coffees, please? 1, no milk or sugar.
Certainly, Mr. Parsons.
So, Rebecca, I understand you had a first interview with Miss Childs last week?
Yes, that's correct. She filled me in on the details of the job on the telephone.
Great. Well, I'm glad to say she recommended you for a second interview, and here we are. Perhaps we can start by discussing your background and resume details a little.
Yes, of course.
All right, we're back. So now we have 3 phrases that we're going to take a look at on Fluency Builder.
Fluency builder.
All right, so when Rebecca arrived, Mr. Parsons said, "Ah, you must be Rebecca. Please do come in."
Okay, so you could say, please come in. This means, please come into my office, or come on in.
Right.
But here, the interesting thing about this is the word do.
Right, he's using the verb do, and it may sound wrong. It may sound like it's unnecessary because you do have a phrasal verb there already, come in. So you can just say, please come in. But when he says, please do come in, he is emphasizing on her to come in.
That's right. So this is a very polite way to invite someone inside. You can also say, please do have a seat.
All right, so you are emphasizing in a very polite way to please sit down.
That's right. Please do come in.
So there are many other ways that you can use it. So for example, if you really want your friend to call you sometime next time you're in town, you say, please do call me next time you're in town.
Please do. You could even say it afterwards, simply please do, for emphasis.
Right, so if I say, hey, Catherine, I'm going to call you next time I'm in Shanghai.
Please do.
There we go.
So that means please do call.
All right, so please do come in. Please do call. All right.
After that, Rebecca says, thank you for making some time to see me, Mr. Parsons. So she is happy that Mr. Parsons is available and wants to talk to her. This is a very common phrase that means, thank you so much for interviewing me.
Right. So I guess it's kind of a way of saying, look, I know that you're a busy person and that you don't have very much time, so thank you for making some time to see me.
Right, so this isn't just about interviews. You could say this phrase for meeting with a client or meeting with even a friend. You could say, hey, Marco, I know you were really busy last week, but thank you so much for making some time to see me.
Right. So you're just basically saying, I understand that you're very busy, but I appreciate that you made some time to see me. All right. And well, she said, you know what? It's a pleasure to meet you. But Mr. Parsons replied by saying, hey, the pleasure's all mine.
All right, another very, very polite phrase that you hear a lot. Maybe some of you have heard the phrase, it's a pleasure to meet you before, but the response, the answer is very interesting. The pleasure is all mine.
Right.
So this stands for the pleasure is all mine.
Right. And I guess it's the most appropriate response if somebody says, it's a pleasure to meet you. Because if you don't say this, I think you may sound a little bit arrogant.
Well, you could say it's a pleasure to meet you too.
Right.
But this is another way to answer the person, because you don't always want to say it's a pleasure to meet you. It's a pleasure to meet you too.
Right.
This is a way to say something different and to say, well, the pleasure's all mine.
Right. But it's very important to answer something, right? Because if I say it's a pleasure to meet you and you say thank you, it's like,
no, that is a little bit arrogant. So
Right.
you have to say something.
Right.
And we recommend that you say this, or you just say the same thing back. So it's nice to meet you. Oh, it's nice to meet you too.
Right. Okay, and our last phrase is actually when they were talking about, again, the details of the job, and she said that Miss Childs filled her in on the details. She said, she filled me in on the details of the job on the telephone.
Okay, so this is an interesting verb, to fill in, or in this case, to fill someone in, to fill me in, to fill you in. This basically means to tell someone about something.
Right.
Or if I know a little bit of information, but not a lot of information about something, this way you're telling me more so I understand it better.
Right, I'm giving you all the information. So maybe somebody is talking about a rumor in the office, and you go and you say, hey, fill me in on the gossip.
All right, so you want to know all about it.
Right.
Or for example, Marco, we're having a party next Sunday, but I'll have to fill you in on the details around Friday.
Okay, because you don't have all the information right now.
Yeah, I don't know yet what time or where.
Okay, so to fill someone in is to give them all the information or to give them more information.
Fill me in.
Fill me in. All right, why don't we take a look at our dialogue for the last time, and we'll be back in a little bit.
Come in.
Mr. Parsons?
Ah, you must be Rebecca. Please do come in.
Thank you for making some time to see me, Mr. Parsons. It's a pleasure to meet you finally.
The pleasure's all mine, Rebecca. Have a seat, please. Now, would you like any refreshments, tea, or coffee?
A coffee would be lovely, thank you. Black, no sugar.
No problem. Sally, can we have 2 coffees, please? 1, no milk or sugar.
Certainly, Mr. Parsons.
So, Rebecca, I understand you had a first interview with Miss Childs last week?
Yes, that's correct. She filled me in on the details of the job on the telephone.
Great. Well, I'm glad to say she recommended you for a second interview, and here we are. Perhaps we can start by discussing your background and resume details a little.
Yes, of course.
All right, so as we mentioned, this is the first part of a 10-part series of the interview series. And this is going to be very, very helpful. As you saw in this first part, we're just taking a look at some basic vocab and phrases that you can use when you're just introducing yourself. You're just getting started in the interview.
So what we're going to be looking at later on is talking about yourself, answering questions. But many people don't realize that one of the most important parts of the interview is the very, very beginning. Because some psychologists say that we make a decision about a person or how we like a person within the first, 30 seconds of talking to them.
Yeah.
So it's important that you speak confidently and that you say some of these English phrases comfortably. You know, it's a pleasure to meet you. Oh, the pleasure's mine. These little things will really help you.
That's right. And I think as talking about introductions and how this woman arrived to the office, I think one of the key things that we would recommend is to look that person in the eye and give a firm handshake, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how many people actually realize how important this is. It's very, very important because as an interviewer, the person or the manager who's interviewing you, I think you can tell a lot from a person if somebody gives you a very flimsy handshake or doesn't look you in the eye.
That's right. Well, I think in many ways people think, oh, this person is not confident, or this person is uncomfortable, or this person is hiding something.
Yeah.
And so it's important really to be yourself, to smile, to look at a person in the eyes, especially in a lot of like American companies or Canadian companies. I know in other parts of the world, smiling with a stranger is unusual or maybe unacceptable, but in America it means I'm confident, here I am, here's my name, nice to meet you. It's a very important part of an introduction.
Yes, very true. So we actually want to hear what you think. How important for you is a handshake, a firm handshake, looking someone in the eye, or how do interviews work in your country?
Let us know, and we hope that this is helpful for you in the future if you're looking for jobs or you just want to practice your English.
That's right. So if you have any other questions or doubts, we're at englishpod.com. We'll see everyone there.
Bye.
Bye. The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word.
Drinks. Refreshment. A meeting at which people talk to each other. Interview. A short document describing your education, work history. Resume. Suggest. Recommend. The experiences, knowledge, education of a person. Background. Manage to find time. Make some time. It's happy to. It's a pleasure to. Give me more information. Fill me in.
Let's try that faster.
Manage to find time. Make some time. Give me more information. Fill me in. Drinks. Refreshment. The experiences, knowledge, education of a person. Background. A meeting at which people talk to each other. Interview. Suggest. Recommend. It's happy to. It's a pleasure to. A short document describing your education, work history. Resume.
Now say the word and hear it in a sentence.
Make some time. Can you make some time to meet with me this afternoon? Make some time. Please make time to finish that product today. It's very important. Make some time. I have to make some time to finish that report tomorrow. It's a pleasure to. It's a pleasure to visit the Beijing office again. It's a pleasure to. Mr. Johnson, I've heard so much about you. It's a pleasure to finally meet you. It's a pleasure to. It's a pleasure to be here in New York for the opening ceremony. Fill me in. Amanda wasn't at the marketing meeting yesterday. Can you fill her in on what we discussed? Fill me in. Joe and Stacy are getting married. Come on, fill me in. I want details. Fill me in. I missed what Mr. Wang said about the new system. Would you fill me in, please? Recommend. Avatar is a great movie. I totally recommend it. Recommend. There are many ways we can solve this problem, but I recommend taking a direct approach. Recommend. I would like to recommend Scott for a promotion, but he has been late so often I don't think I can. Background. Jill has a strong background in IT. She studied computer science in university and spent 2 years working for Microsoft. Background. Let's take your picture against a plain white background so it will be easier to edit the photo. Background. President Obama has a varied cultural background. His father is Kenyan, his mother is from Kansas, and he grew up in Indonesia and Hawaii.
Hello, English learners. Welcome back to another lesson here with us at English Pod. My name is Marco.
And I'm Erica.
And today we are going to have a very casual, normal conversation.
That's right. We're going to listen in on some small talk between a taxi driver and the passenger.
Small talk. So that's basically
Small, short conversations you have with someone that you don't know very well.
okay. So typical questions like how old are you, where you're from,
Yep.
etc.
That's right. And this can be really hard for English learners because they often don't know what the right thing to say or the right thing to talk about. So we're going to give you a lot of phrases in this lesson that you can use in small talk.
Okay, so we don't have anything to preview today, so let's listen to the dialogue for the first time and then we'll come back.
Where to, miss?
Hi, Crenshaw and Hawthorne at the Holiday Inn that is on that corner.
Sure thing. So, where are you flying in from?
From China.
Really? You don't look very Chinese to me, if you don't mind me saying so.
It's fine. I am actually from Mexico. I was in China on a business trip, visiting some local companies that manufacture bathroom products.
Wow, sounds interesting. Excuse me if I'm being a bit nosy, but how old are you?
Don't you know it's rude to ask a lady her age?
Don't get me wrong. It's just that you seem so young and already doing business overseas.
Well, thank you. In that case, I am 26 years old, and what about yourself?
I'm 40 years old and was born and raised here in the good old US of A. Although I have some Colombian heritage.
Really? That's great. Do you speak Spanish?
Yeah, of course.
Qué bien, entonces podemos hablar en español.
All right, so I don't think this guy spoke much Spanish, do you?
No, even though he has Colombian heritage, I think he doesn't speak much. But maybe he's just a little bit rusty.
Maybe, but what he does speak is English, and since this is English Pod, why don't we look at some of the phrases that they used for small talk in Fluency Builder?
Fluency Builder.
All right, so today on Fluency Builder, we're going to take a look at phrases that both the passenger and the taxi driver use to make small talk. So why don't we start with the first one?
All right, so the taxi driver tells the passenger that she doesn't look very Chinese, if you don't mind me saying so.
Right, so he said, you don't look very Chinese to me, if you don't mind me saying so.
If you don't mind me saying so.
So what does he mean by this last part of his sentence?
Well, this is a phrase that we use to soften a sort of a statement that might be a little bit rude.
She could be Chinese.
Yeah.
Right? So it may be a little bit rude to say that, but he kind of apologizes.
That's right.
Right? By saying, if you don't mind me saying so.
Okay, so for example, I could say, hey, Marco, you look a little tired today, if you don't mind me saying so.
Okay. So does it always go at the end?
You could use it at the beginning. If you don't mind me saying so, I just don't think this is a good idea.
Okay, very good. So you can use this phrase in the beginning or at the end of a sentence.
Right, and it makes your statement a little bit less rude.
If you don't mind me saying so. Now, again, he also apologizes a little bit when he says, excuse me if I am being a bit nosy, but...
Excuse me if I'm being a bit nosy, but...
Excuse me if I'm being a bit nosy, but...
Okay, so let's take a look at this. Nosy, what's this?
Okay, when somebody is nosy, it means they're very curious. They are asking too many questions.
Yeah, asking more questions than they should ask.
Right. So he apologizes and says, well, excuse me if I'm asking too many questions. And then he asks her another question.
He asks her how old she is.
Right. So again, it's a polite way of maybe asking a question that might be a little bit sensitive.
Yeah, or a little bit impolite.
Okay. So, of course, asking a woman her age maybe is a little bit impolite, right?
Yes, typically women don't like that too much. But our next phrase, we heard the taxi driver say, "Don't get me wrong."
Don't get me wrong.
Don't get me wrong.
Okay, so don't get me wrong. He says, well, don't misunderstand what I'm saying.
That's right. This phrase is used so commonly in English that I think it would help us to hear some examples.
Example 1.
Don't get me wrong. It's not that I think you stole my computer. It's just that you were the only one who could get into my room.
Example 2.
I do have a few problems with the plan, but don't get me wrong, I still think it's a good idea.
Example 3.
Don't get me wrong. I think John's a nice guy. He's just a bit disorganized.
All right, very good example. So don't get me wrong, right?
That's right.
And now for the final phrase on putting it together today.
Well, the passenger, the woman, says her age. She says, "I'm 26 years old, and what about yourself?"
What about yourself?
What about yourself?
All right, now, this sentence isn't very correct, actually, right?
Yeah, technically it's not correct in grammar, but it is used so commonly every day by American English speakers that we thought we'd show it to you.
Okay, so you would say, I am 26 years old, and what about you?
That's right.
Okay, but commonly you will hear people say, what about yourself?
And if you use this, you'll sound really fluent and really native-like.
Okay, very good. So what about yourself?
So again, it's just like, what about you? So I could say, hey, Marco, I'm going away on holiday this weekend, and what about yourself?
Okay, what about yourself? So we've taken a look at these 4 phrases on putting it together. Why don't we listen to the dialogue for the second time? We're going to slow it down a little bit, and then we'll come back and take a look at some vocabulary words on language takeaway.
Where to, miss?
Hi, Crenshaw and Hawthorne at the Holiday Inn that is on that corner.
Sure thing. So, where are you flying in from?
From China.
Really? You don't look very Chinese to me, if you don't mind me saying so.
It's fine. I am actually from Mexico. I was in China on a business trip, visiting some local companies that manufacture bathroom products.
Wow, sounds interesting. Excuse me if I'm being a bit nosy, but how old are you?
Don't you know it's rude to ask a lady her age?
Don't get me wrong. It's just that you seem so young and already doing business overseas.
Well, thank you. In that case, I am 26 years old. And what about yourself?
I am 40 years old and was born and raised here in the good old US of A, although I have some Colombian heritage.
Really? That's great. Do you speak some Spanish?
Yeah, of course.
¡Qué bien! Entonces podemos hablar en español.
Well, we've got some interesting vocabulary words and phrases here in Language Takeaway. And the first one.
Well, after she gets in the taxi and tells him where she wants to go, he answers by saying, sure thing.
Sure thing.
Sure thing.
Sure thing.
So if I say, yeah, sure thing, what does that mean?
Well, let's listen to some examples to help us understand.
Example 1.
Do you mind lending me $100?
Sure thing.
Example 2.
Could you please send me the email by the end of the day?
Sure thing.
Example 3.
Do you mind lending me $100?
Sure thing.
Could you please send me the email by the end of the day?
Sure thing.
Example 4.
Can you get some milk on the way home?
Sure thing, I'm on my way now.
Okay, so sure thing, basically, yeah, no problem, or okay.
Or I'll do it.
I'll do it.
Yep.
It's fine.
Yep.
So it's a very common way. You will hear this a lot when somebody agrees or says, yes, no problem.
Yeah, and again, it will help you sound really native-like to use this phrase. Well, the next one, the taxi driver says, I was born and raised here.
I was born and raised here.
Born and raised.
Okay, so this is a way of saying I was born in this country and I haven't left this country.
That's right. So I'm from this country.
Okay, born and raised here in the good old US of A.
Good old US of A.
The good old US of A.
So this is a pretty interesting way of saying America.
Right. It's actually more of a phrase, right? The good old US of A.
Yep.
Okay, so it means the good United States of America.
Yeah, it's kind of a fond way or friendly way of describing America.
All right. And we have one more word for language takeaway.
Well, the taxi driver was talking about his Colombian heritage.
Colombian heritage.
Heritage.
All right, so if I have Colombian heritage, what does that mean?
Your grandmother or, grandfather, great-grandmother, or someone in your family is from Colombia.
Okay, and what about the word heritage by itself?
Yeah, so your heritage is basically your culture, your...
Customs.
Yeah, your customs, your history.
Okay, so heritage. Mm-hmm. A country rich in heritage.
Lots of good old historical culture in that country.
Okay, very good. So now it's time for us to listen to the dialogue for the last time. Now we can understand all these phrases and these great words that we've just looked at, and then we'll come back and talk a little bit more.
Where to, miss?
Hi, Crenshaw and Hawthorne at the Holiday Inn that is on that corner.
Sure thing. So, where are you flying in from?
From China.
Really? You don't look very Chinese to me, if you don't mind me saying so.
It's fine. I am actually from Mexico. I was in China on a business trip, visiting some local companies that manufacture bathroom products.
Wow, sounds interesting. Excuse me if I'm being a bit nosy, but how old are you?
Don't you know it's rude to ask a lady her age?
Don't get me wrong. It's just that you seem so young and already doing business overseas.
Well, thank you. In that case, I am 26 years old. And what about yourself?
I'm 40 years old and was born and raised here in the good old US of A, although I have some Colombian heritage.
Really? That's great. Do you speak Spanish?
Yeah, of course.
Qué bien, entonces podemos hablar en español.
So Marco, this taxi driver makes a bit of a mistake when he asks the woman how old she is.
Yes, yeah, exactly. There are a couple of questions that in some cultures are considered to be normal and okay,
Yep.
but in other cultures they're not really well accepted.
Okay, so in Anglo culture, for example, it's really impolite to ask a woman how old she is.
Right, women are a little bit more sensitive about their age. Others aren't so much, but it's usually better to just not ask.
Yep. And what else should we avoid talking about in small talk?
Well, for example, when you ask a person their occupation,
Yep.
you can ask what they do for a living, but don't ask how much money they make.
That's right. Anglo people are really sensitive about talking about money. We hate talking about money.
Right, so don't ask somebody their salary or how much money they make. It's just not considered to be polite.
And another good one to be careful of is asking if someone is married or not.
Right, sometimes you're just being friendly and you
Yeah.
want to know if that person has family or
Yeah.
something. But you have to be careful when and where you ask this question.
Right. So if they've mentioned their family, or if they talked about their kids or something else to do with their family, then it's okay.
Right, you can say, well, oh, how long have you been married?
Yeah.
But if a guy asks a girl, oh, are you married? It kind of sounds like maybe he's interested in her or that he's trying to come on to her and to be maybe more than friendly, right?
That's right.
Okay.
Starting a conversation with a taxi driver. Introduction. One day, Anna, an English learner, needed to go to a friend's house. She decided to take a taxi because it was the fastest way to get there. Anna was nervous because she didn't know how to talk to the driver in English, but she remembered what her teacher had taught her about starting conversations. Calling for a taxi. Anna stood by the road and saw a taxi. She raised her hand and the taxi stopped. The driver smiled and said hello. "Where do you want to go?" Anna replied with a smile. "Hello. I want to go to Green Street near the park." She spoke slowly and clearly so the driver could understand her. The driver nodded and said, "Sure. Please get in." Inside the taxi, Anna sat in the back seat. At first, she felt shy and didn't know what to say. But then she thought, if I want to practice my English, I should talk to him. She started by saying, "The weather is nice today, isn't it?" The driver smiled again and said, "Yes, it is. It's sunny, but not too hot. Perfect for a drive." Anna felt a little more confident. She asked, "How long will it take to get to Green Street?" The driver replied, "It will take about 15 minutes. Are you visiting someone there?" Anna nodded and said, "Yes. I'm going to see my friend. She just moved to a new house." Learning more. The driver seemed friendly, so Anna asked, "How long have you been a taxi driver?" The driver said, "I have been driving for 5 years. I like it because I meet many people every day." "Where are you from?" Anna replied, "I'm from Mexico. I am learning English because I want to study in the UK." The driver said, "That's great. Your English is very good." Anna smiled and said, "Thank you. I'm trying to practice every day." Asking about the city. Anna wanted to learn more about the city. She asked, "What is the best place to visit in this city?" The driver said, "The park near Green Street is very nice. You can walk, sit, or have a picnic there." "Have you been to the museum downtown?" Anna shook her head and said, "No, I haven't." "Is it good?" The driver nodded and said, "Yes, it's very interesting. You can learn about the city's history and see old things from many years ago." Arriving at the destination. After some time, the taxi stopped. The driver said, "We are here. This is Green Street." Anna looked outside and saw her friend's house. She said, "Thank you so much." "How much is it?" The driver replied, "It's $12. Anna gave the money and said, "Here you go. Keep the change." The driver said, "Thank you. Have a great day." Anna smiled and said, "You too. Goodbye." Conclusion. Anna felt happy as she walked to her friend's house. She had a good conversation with the taxi driver and practiced her English. She learned that starting a conversation is not so hard. A simple hello or a question about the weather can make the first step easy. By being polite and friendly, Anna not only reached her destination, but also gained more confidence in speaking English. From that day, she was never afraid to talk to taxi drivers or anyone else in English.
The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word. That subject is too personal. Impolite.
Mind your own business.
Phrase you use when you don't want to answer a question.
That's personal.
Arrive.
Come in from.
Too much information.
TMI.
Too interested in others' private matters.
Nosy.
About a person's private thoughts, feelings, etc.
Personal.
Because of that.
In that case.
To look for private information about someone.
Snoop.
A polite phrase to use where you are saying something sensitive.
If you don't mind me saying so.
Do not misunderstand me.
Don't get me wrong.
Where would you like to go?
Where to?
In foreign countries.
Overseas.
To live in a place your whole life.
To be born and raised.
The United States.
The good old US of A.
Let's try that faster. Because of that.
In that case.
Where would you like to go?
Where to?
Arrive.
Come in from.
In foreign countries.
Overseas.
The United States.
The good old US of A.
About a person's private thoughts, feelings, etc.
Personal.
Do not misunderstand me.
Don't get me wrong.
To live in a place your whole life.
To be born and raised.
Too interested in others' private matters.
Nosy.
To look for private information about someone.
Snoop.
Too much information.
TMI.
A polite phrase to use where you are saying something sensitive.
If you don't mind me saying so.
That subject is too personal. Impolite.
Mind your own business.
Phrase you use when you don't want to answer a question.
That's personal.
Now say the word and hear it in a sentence.
Come in from.
Where are you coming in from so late at night?
Come in from.
Flight number 441 just came in about an hour ago.
Come in from.
I think I'll be coming into Chicago at about noon tomorrow.
If you don't mind me saying so.
If you don't mind me saying so, I think the curry could be a little hotter next time.
If you don't mind me saying so.
The problem, if you don't mind me saying so, is pretty simple. You need a new computer.
If you don't mind me saying so.
You look really good in that dress, if you don't mind me saying so.
Nosy.
Phil is always asking so many personal questions. Frankly, I think he is just too nosy.
Nosy.
People should just mind their own business and stop being so nosy.
Nosy.
I don't mean to be nosy, but did I hear you say you are from Canada?
Don't get me wrong.
Don't get me wrong, it's not that I think you stole my computer. It's just that you were the only one who can get into my room.
Don't get me wrong.
I do have a few problems with the plan, but don't get me wrong, I still think it's a great idea.
Don't get me wrong.
Don't get me wrong, I think John is a nice guy, but he is a bit disorganized.
In that case.
30 people are coming to the party? In that case, we'll need some more beers.
In that case.
Charles is having an affair? In that case, I think Mary needs to get a divorce.
In that case.
The car is that expensive? In that case, I don't think I will be able to afford it.
Hello, English learners. Welcome back to English Pod. My name is Marco.
And I'm Erica.
And today we have a special lesson for all of you who are looking for a new apartment or house.
Or even if you're not looking for an apartment, this lesson will be useful because it can help you describe what your current apartment or house looks like.
That's right. So we're going to be describing an apartment and other vocabulary related to apartment hunting. Why don't we take a look at some of the first words that we have in vocabulary preview?
Vocabulary preview.
We're going to hear these two words in the dialogue. The first one is landlord.
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 All right. So who is a landlord, or what is a landlord?
Well, it's pretty simple. A landlord is the person who owns the house.
Okay.
Or apartment.
So the owner of the house.
Right. And a landlord rents out the apartment to the tenants.
Okay, very good. Tenants.
Tenants.
So the tenants are the people that are renting the apartment or house.
Exactly.
Two important words that we'll find in the dialogue, tenants and landlord.
So why don't we take a listen to the dialogue now, and we'll hear as a couple is checking out a new apartment.
Hi, we are the Christiansens. We're here to see the apartment.
Oh, hi. Sure. Come on in. Well, as you can see, the place has just been renovated. The previous tenants left a huge mess here, so the landlord has redone everything.
It looks great. It's so bright and airy. What great light. I really love these hardwood floors. What's the square footage of this place?
Well, it's about 120 square meters, or 1,300 square feet, more or less. The landlord has also installed new kitchen appliances. There's a new dishwasher and a professional-grade gas range. Really, at this price, this place is an amazing deal.
I love it. But wait, what are the payment terms?
First and last month rent as deposit, and rent is due on the first of every month. Considering the amount of money invested into the apartment, it's a very good deal.
Yes, it is. Too good to be true.
The living room and dining room are quite spacious, as you can see. And down this hall, here's the master bedroom. It has a huge walk-in closet and an ensuite bathroom. We can't go in there yet as the the cleanup crew hasn't finished yet.
What do you mean? What's in here?
All right, so apparently the apartment was too good to be true.
Yeah, I don't think that's exactly what they were expecting to find in the bathroom.
Exactly. Well, we did find a lot of great words and phrases, so why don't we take a look at that now in Language Takeaway?
Language takeaway.
We're just going to look at a bunch of vocabulary items related to apartments and house hunting. So we've got a lot to cover here, so let's get started with the first one. Renovated.
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 All right, so the apartment was newly renovated.
Okay, so the verb to renovate. Great word, and I think some examples will help us understand the meaning.
Example 1.
I had to renovate my kitchen because I accidentally burned everything while cooking.
Example 2.
The city recently renovated the ceiling of the local church.
Example 3.
John is planning on renovating his nightclub so as to make it more modern.
Okay, so basically to renovate means to make new again.
Right. When you renovate a house or an apartment, you take everything down and build it back up again.
Okay, so it's usually only used for buildings, for apartments, for houses.
Or offices.
You don't say you renovate your computer.
Yep. And also, when you just do something really simple, like change the paint color, that's not a renovation.
Okay.
That's redecoration. When you renovate, you have to use a hammer and saw and lots of tools.
A lot.
Yeah.
Okay. So the apartment was newly renovated and it was bright and airy.
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 All right. So airy, well, I guess we understand the word air, right?
Yeah.
So if an apartment or something is airy.
It has lots of space. Lots of place to move around.
Okay, so it's wide, it's
open.
It's open, okay.
yeah.
An open apartment. Very good. Now for our next word, an important question. She asked for the square footage.
Square footage.
The square footage of the apartment.
Okay, so we know square foot, right? So feet like a measure of space.
Right?
The square footage is just basically the area, how big.
Okay. So why don't we listen to some examples of how we can use these two words, square footage, in a sentence.
Example 1.
As a civil engineer, I have to calculate the square footage of the construction site.
Example 2. Robert is worried that the square footage of this land is not big enough. Example 3.
If you multiply the width of the room by the length, you will have the square footage of the room.
Those are some great examples, and I find this, the ending of this word, footage, it's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess you can only use it with the imperial system.
So you can also say tonnage.
Right.
So how big, how heavy. Or mileage.
Mileage. Right, but you can't say, for example, in meters, you wouldn't say meterage.
No, you can't say that.
Right?
Yep.
So it's not for the metric system, it's only for some units of measurement in the imperial system.
Exactly.
All right, so after we've measured the square footage of the apartment, we saw that they had new appliances.
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 Appliance.
So kitchen appliances, what are those?
Machines that do stuff in the kitchen.
All right, so a blender, a stove, a microwave.
Yeah.
Or I can say electric appliances.
So like your TV, an iron, a vacuum cleaner.
Okay, so appliance can be any type of machine that's used
in a house.
In a house.
Yeah.
And, well, one of these appliances was a professional grade gas range.
Okay, this is a great phrase and I want to break it down. So a gas range. Now this is basically a stove, right?
Okay.
That uses gas instead of electricity.
So I can have an electric range.
Exactly. Now, professional grade, this is something that's really high quality.
So if it's high quality, why do we say it's professional grade?
Because it's so good that professionals use it.
Okay, so can I only have professional grade kitchen appliances?
No, of course not. You can have a professional grade anything, like a professional grade carpet, for example.
Okay, or a professional grade pickup truck.
Or you can even change this a little bit and say industrial grade.
So after we've seen all the appliances, they describe the house as spacious.
Spacious.
The house is very spacious.
Pretty easy. We know the word space here, right?
Right.
So obviously this means lots of space.
It has lots of space.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe spacious and airy are a little bit similar, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And of course, once we were in the master bedroom, we saw that they had a walk-in closet.
A walk-in closet.
Walk-in closet.
A walk-in closet.
Right. So this is very easy. I guess walk in.
You can walk into it.
Right. And so it's a huge closet, right?
Yeah. Now, just a note on the spelling here. Walk in are hyphenated.
Okay. Walk-in closet. Very good. And apart from this beautiful closet, we had an ensuite bathroom.
Ensuite bathroom.
Ensuite bathroom.
Sorry, another note on the spelling here. It's E-N
right?
hyphen S-U-I-T-E.
So even though it's E-N, we pronounce it like an O-N.
Yep.
Ensuite.
So an ensuite bathroom is a bathroom inside the room.
Okay, inside the master bedroom. Very good. Ensuite bathroom. So a lot of great words describing the apartment and also other aspects of real estate.
So why don't we listen to these one more time in context, and we'll see how they fit together to describe an apartment.
Hi, we are the Christiansens. We're here to see the apartment.
Oh, hi. Sure. Come on in. Well, as you can see, the place has just been renovated. The previous tenants left a huge mess here, so the landlord has redone everything.
It looks great. It's so bright and airy. What great light. I really love these hardwood floors. What's the square footage of this place?
Well, it's about 120 square meters, or 1,300 square feet, more or less. The landlord has also installed new kitchen appliances. There's a new dishwasher and a professional-grade gas range. Really, at this price, this place is an amazing deal.
I love it. But wait, what are the payment terms?
First and last month rent as deposit, and rent is due on the first of every month. Considering the amount of money invested into the apartment, it's a very good deal.
Yes, it is. Too good to be true.
The living room and dining room are quite spacious, as you can see. And down this hall, here's the master bedroom. It has a huge walk-in closet and an ensuite bathroom. We can't go in there yet as the the cleanup crew hasn't finished yet.
What do you mean? What's in here?
All right, so this is always kind of difficult to look for a new apartment and to go and see them. But it's interesting here, they were renting and they had a real estate agent.
Yeah, and actually this is very uncommon in America, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess you don't really use a real estate agent unless you're going to buy a house or apartment.
So when you're renting, you just go and look by yourself.
Right, you can find ads in the newspaper, on the internet, and deal directly with the landlord.
Right. So after you've done your house hunting and found your apartment, you got to set up the payment conditions.
Right, like we saw in the dialogue, the payment terms were first and last month's rent as deposit. So that's basically they'll keep that just in case you damage something in the apartment.
Or have a monster living in your bathroom.
Exactly. And another thing is that I've noticed in some countries you pay rent in advance.
Right, so in America, you only pay 1 month's rent at a time, right?
Right. So I guess this is an interesting topic. Real estate and apartment hunting and renting is different in different countries. So that's where you guys need to come and tell us how does this work in your country?
You can also use some of the vocabulary in this dialogue to tell us about your apartment.
Right. How many rooms do you have? Bedrooms, dining rooms?
What's the square footage?
Exactly. Or how many square meters, right?
Yep. So check out our website, englishpod.com.
All right, and we'll see you guys there.
Thanks for listening, and until next time, goodbye.
The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word. Please come in.
Come on in.
The person that rents a house.
Tenant.
Disorder, unorganized.
Mess.
The owner of the apartment.
Landlord.
Spacious so that air moves freely.
Airy.
Showing how big one's space is measured in feet.
Square footage.
Electric equipment found in a house.
Appliance.
Good enough to satisfy professional use.
Professional grade.
A stove that uses gas to cook.
Gas range.
Large, having lots of space.
Spacious.
A room contained in a bedroom for storing clothes.
Walk-in closet.
A bathroom within the main bedroom.
Ensuite bathroom.
A room or space that is just below the roof of a building and that is often used to store things.
Attic.
The part of a building that is entirely or partly below the ground.
Basement.
An area of ground, such as the ground around a house or in a garden or park, that is covered with short grass.
Lawn.
The business of selling land and buildings.
Real estate.
To allow someone to use something for a period of time in return for payment.
Lease.
Let's try that faster.
Disorder, unorganized.
Mess.
The person that rents a house.
Tenant.
To allow someone to use something for a period of time in return for payment.
Lease.
A room or space that is just below the roof of a building and that is often used to store things.
Attic.
Spacious so that air moves freely.
Airy.
An area of ground, such as the ground around a house or in a garden or park, that is covered with short grass.
Lawn.
The owner of the apartment.
Landlord.
The business of selling land and buildings.
Real estate.
The part of a building that is entirely or partly below the ground.
Basement.
Please come in.
Come on in.
A stove that uses gas to cook.
Gas range.
Electric equipment found in a house.
Appliance.
Good enough to satisfy professional use.
Professional grade.
A room contained in a bedroom for storing clothes.
Walk-in closet.
Large, having lots of space.
Spacious.
Showing how big one's space is measured in feet.
Square footage.
A bathroom within the main bedroom.
Ensuite bathroom.
Now say the word and hear it in a sentence.
I had to renovate my kitchen because I accidentally burned everything while cooking. The city recently renovated the local church. John is planning on renovating his nightclub so as to make it more modern.
Airy.
I'm glad we took out all the extra furniture. Now this room is a lot more airy.
Airy.
The living room looks great. That big window really makes it feel more airy.
Airy.
Our office has a high ceiling and big windows, so it feels really open and airy.
Square footage.
As a civil engineer, I have to calculate the square footage of the construction site.
Square footage.
Robert is worried that the square footage of the house wasn't big enough for his family.
Square footage.
What's the square footage of the living room?
Appliance.
In this store, you can buy any type of kitchen appliance, such as a toaster, a blender, etc.
Appliance.
All of our electrical appliances were damaged by the thunderstorm.
Appliance.
My cousin is selling all her household appliances because she is moving to China. This job offer is amazing. It's almost too good to be true. I can't believe you got this car for free. I think it sounds too good to be true. I found the perfect boyfriend. He cooks, cleans, and treats me well. It's almost too good to be true.